Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here, and today's episode is going to be all about horses and exploring. So basically the first thing we are going to do is we're going to search the plains area for a horse, and not just any horse, but a horse with some decent speed and jumping ability. So as you can see over there, we got a couple horses there to choose from, and we got another group of horses over that way. So I think there's like 7 different breeds of horses, maybe more than that. I know there's like 21 different types of horses. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to post something up on the video about the different types of horses, or how many there are at least. But basically, each horse will be unique in its jumping ability and its speed ability. So you know what? Let's go for the solid black horse. So this is important to note. When you're trying to break in a horse, or at least befriend a horse, you need to have an empty hand, jump on it, and it should start to buck you off, and you just keep jumping on it until there's hearts that show up. Or of course, another thing I forgot to point out is that I did change a lot of settings thanks to some friends of mine who wish to remain anonymous, and that is about the fact that now try to break this horse in, then I'll explain what I've changed, basically. Oh, there we go. He's my friend. So basically, if you have something turned off, I'll have to show you in just a second. The saddle. Now we got the saddle on him. Now we can tell him which way to go. He's already got some pretty good speed. So we'll take him back home. Yeah, he's got some very, very good speed. I like his speed. Alright, so let's... Not too good of a jump, it looks like. Alright, so we got one horse for now. The one thing I wanted to point out is you might notice that I've changed my settings a little bit to where my frames per second can actually go above 60 frames per second. Come to find out, I was making a mistake, and I had it set up to where basically I was basically shafting myself on frames per second. I had it set to the old settings of Minecraft to where it just sets it to where your frames per second is cut down to whatever your monitors can handle. But my monitors can handle 180 frames per second, but my graphics card can handle like an unlimited amount of frames per second. So obviously I've got that changed now. Now in order to do that, we hit escape, we go to options, and we'll go to video settings. So now I have it set to full screen resolution current. It's not set to limited to 60 frames per second. The biome blend I've turned down to 5x5 normal, because just because for right now. I might experiment later and see if I can't turn this up. I'm pretty sure that I can, because my PC is a beast. I've turned the render distance down to 16 chunks because, as they pointed out to me, it's kind of pointless to have it set to 32. But I can still play around with that. But basically what I've done is I've moved the full screen resolution down to current, so it just goes off what the graphics card can handle, not my screen. So that way, yeah, I'm not limited to 60 frames per second anymore, and there's no lag. I've also turned particles down to minimal, which means the hearts thing, which used to show up, no longer shows up. I might actually turn that back on because my PC, again, can handle a lot more stuff. VSync on is what I had originally, but if you turn that off, that will fix the 60 frames per second as well. So, just a lot of things there going on. If anybody wants an episode just basically on the GUI and all that stuff, then I will definitely do that. But for now, let's get focused on the horses. So basically, the horses have 2 main abilities that we really care about, and that is their speed. So how fast they can run. We're holding down the control button. And their jump. So the jump, you always use the space bar, hold it down, and try to get it to the maximum. So far it looks like he has maybe a 2-block jump. You can get up to a 5-block jump, although it is very, very rare. Looks like he might have just a 2-block jump. So he's kind of... yeah, he's not really worth it, I don't think. Not really worth it. But his speed is really, really good, so kind of torn between that. So I hold down the control button and he runs super quick. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put him back into the fenced in area. Might have to expand this after a while. We're going to take the saddle off of him. It's just like a minecart. You hit the left shift in order to get off the horse, basically. So now we're going to try to get a different horse and yeah, go from there. I'm going to try to find one that has decent speed and decent jump to go together, because that's really what we're looking for. I'll come back whenever I find one that I'm really liking. I really like his speed though, so we might keep him to breed with later. That'll be way later. If I really even need horses, then that's going to be a thing, because eventually when I have Elytra, I'm not even going to need a horse. Okay, so this horse, the Black Stallion, is the best horse we have near our village. So we're just going to stick with him, because that horse over there and the spotted horse over there, the black spotted horse over there, both have the most horrific jump and speed I've ever seen. This guy has at least very quick speed, and I mean, he's not even running right now. We run, and he's going even just a little bit faster. At least his jump is like 2.5 blocks, so we should be good with that. I just highly recommend having at least a 3-block jump, if you can, on your horse, so that way when you're starting to climb mountains, or at least have to climb over mountains, you can do that easier when you're exploring. Basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to find a desert, because we need lots of glass. We're going to need lots of glass for our future builds, which include making an automatic sugarcane farm, an automatic pumpkin farm, perhaps an automatic melon farm if we ever come across some melon seeds. I don't think I have yet. But I also need it to farm the bamboo automatically to feed our super smelter, which I have planned to build very soon. But that will come after we do some more exploring in the nether, which the next episode will be me going into the nether to try to make our nether hub a little bit safer to travel to, and then we're going to try to dig our way up to the ceiling and do the TNT exploding trick to the ceiling of the nether roof, so we can actually get to the roof and use teleportals safer in the nether. I don't like putting teleportals down in the nether, or portals down in the nether, because of the fact that gas can put out the, well, they can just break your teleportal, and that's why you want to always carry your flint and steel with you at all times while you're there. But that way I don't have to really worry about it. I'll have a building to enclose the main one over there that's in the nether itself, so we can still get to the nether and go through the different biomes in the nether. But I also want to be able to go up on the roof to fast travel to different biomes in my world. And this is what I do all the time for the nether, just because it just makes it easier for me, it's more convenient, and also we can make a gold farm up on the roof of the nether as well. And so that's another thing I have planned. There's just so much to do and so little time to do it in. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start looking for the desert, which I wrote down the coords for in this seed with my trusty steed here, and I'll come right back whenever we get there. Alright, so we made it. Made it to the desert. There's also savanna next to this desert if I wanted to go over there and explore for some villages. It's actually a shattered savanna, if you will, because it's a mountainous range. We just had to go through this the forest behind our village, and then right behind it is one of the rarest biomes in, well, I think it's one of the rarest biomes. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. But there's a birch forest and then a tall birch forest just before this. So the tall birch forest, I think, is one of the rarest biomes in Minecraft. Second probably only to the mushroom biomes, I think. But anyway, I forgot to mention that one of the two important things you want to bring with you whenever you're using a horse to travel is a fence post and a lead. This is so you can tie off your horse on the fence post and he won't disappear, especially when he doesn't have armor. I think if he only has a saddle on, he can still despawn. I'm not certain about that. I will look that up. But I've never really looked that up. I've just always assumed that since we put our armor on it and it's been tamed, that's when it will never disappear. So you don't have to like give it a nickname or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and farm a whole bunch of sand. Alright, I think I got enough sand to do what I need to do. Basically, we're going to use this sand to make concrete and glass, because we do actually need a creeper farm early to make some TNT with, because, well, unless I wanted to farm some creepers. I mean, I could do that, but we're going to make a creeper farm regardless at some point in the game. But I still need to make TNT blocks, at least several TNT blocks, because we're going to try to blow up the nether roof, which is made of bedrock. And yes, that is a thing that you can do. But like I said, we'll show that in the next episode. But basically, today's episode is about the horse. So the horse is a very good and very useful tool early game for traveling far distances, because as you can see, we are actually almost over just about 1,000 blocks away from base, basically. And the horse can travel really fast. We actually got here in less time than it took for the whole day cycle to go through, which we might actually have to stop and sleep somewhere along the way. But I'm going to go ahead and take all this stuff back, get on our horse, and we're going to head back to base, drop off this sand, and then we're going to find a gravelly plains area, which is actually closer to base than this area is, I believe. I think so. But we'll figure that out once we get back to base, because I got to figure out the directions again. So I just want to show that this is where I took my rest break, about the halfway point between that area and the base. As you can see, I turned my settings back up, the chunks loading, so we're back up to 32 out of 32, and it's actually running smoothly still. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that my PC can run basically everything that the guy was telling me to turn down in order to get your frames per second to go up. But literally, it's not even going up that high for frames per second wise, since I've changed the settings to where it just runs straight from the graphic cards instead of the screens. But you can see the base, the iron farm from our base, way over there. So yeah, we're actually not that far away. Back at base, we're going to store our sticks and cactus in here. Looks like we got 4 gunpowder. I think we're going to need a lot more than that. So I might just hunt some creepers first off to make enough gunpowder to get us some TNT blocks to take to the nether with us on the next episode. But I'm going to have to make another chest to store all this excess sand in. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll make it a double chest, so we can store sand and gravel in it. That'll make more sense. Eventually we will have a storage shed. That is on the agenda to do next as well. There's just so many things to do, but I think once we get our nether roof opened up, we can worry about building the storage warehouse that I'm planning on building, and then we can start traveling to other places, because once I have the storage warehouse, I'll have kind of a set idea on where things are going to be at, and we can store our building supplies there and then go from there to build things, because that'll make it so much easier, because I'll be able to find everything that I need because I'll have it all sorted out. And we're going to store all the sand in here, and then we're going to try to find this gravelly plains. I think it's in the opposite direction of the desert. However, it is a little bit closer, maybe a little bit further away. It's about 1,000 blocks away as well, almost. About 987 actually, to be exact. So it's a little bit shorter distance. We're also going to need 2 magma blocks for this creeper farm, so we'll put those in there too, because I do plan on making the concrete and stuff for that. But if I can get enough creepers farmed, I won't have to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and start heading out towards the gravelly plains area so we can harvest some gravel. Get out of the way, guys. And yeah, so basically the main part of this episode that I want to get across to you guys is that early game, horses are really one of the best ways to travel, or use to travel. So they're the best companions to have for early game traveling. And they can make it really safe. Just don't forget to take a bed with you. Don't forget to take food with you. Don't forget to take a bucket of water with you. And also, don't forget to take your sword and your bow with you. They will be very helpful, because you can still run into mobs. Now, there is another thing that I did change on my settings, and that is the gamma. So now I can actually see better in the dark. That is in dark places. So again, if everybody's really wondering about my settings and stuff, I can do a separate video just for that stuff in the future. But for now, we're going to worry about traveling to this gravelly plains. And it says 987, so that would be think it's, yeah, that would have to go up, so that means the X needs to go up, and it's by negative, so oh wait, that's the way I gotta go, and then negative for this number would be that way, so we're gonna have to go like this. So it's in this direction right here. Okay, I think I know which way I gotta go now, so I'll come back when I've made it there actually. Okay, so we made it, and as you can see underneath the gravelly mountains we have a whole bunch of mobs. There's actually a big old hole in the side of the mountain, and that is really a dark cave, but I have my gamma turned up to 100 so I can actually see in the dark. Yes, I know that's kind of cheap, but at the same time I got tired of like my brightness levels. Even at the brightest, they are not doing what they should be doing, and that's allowing me to see at least a little bit in front of my face in the dark. But this will make it easy for me to farm some mobs, I think. So I'm gonna try to farm as many creepers as I can that are in there that pop in, and I'm also gonna try to farm as much of this gravel as I can around this place. So this is very unique. We found a spawner underneath here. I was wondering where all these zombies were coming from and attacking me when it turned to night. So yeah, there's a zombie spawner down here underneath this little mountain. That's pretty funny. So let's see what we got in this chest here. I did get 4 more gunpowder. I want to see if I can't get some more creepers to spawn up in here. I'm hoping that doesn't stop them from spawning. Looks like we got some bones for bone meal. Stream got a name tag. That's good. I'll have to fish for another one of those. I'm going to try to fill up the rest of these slots with nothing but gravel though, because we really need a lot more gravel. Are you serious? That is hilarious. The wandering trader has spawned randomly on top of the mountain and is dangling his trader llama. It's like a bouncing llama yo-yo. Okay, I gotta get back to work on the gravel. I believe I forgot to mention that I'm using my Silk Touch diamond shovel because that is one way to prevent the gravel from being broken into flint. It makes sure, or ensures, it guarantees basically that you're going to get a gravel block instead of flint, which is what we really want whenever we're looking for. Wow, that was crazy. Didn't mean for that to happen. Which is basically what we want because we don't want a whole bunch of flint. We want the gravel itself to make our concrete and stuff with. So let's 2 more. Go. Okay. I think I'm gonna see if I can't hunt some more creepers over here, and then we're gonna head back to base and discuss our plans from there. Okay, as you can see, we're headed back to the house to store our gravel that we just got. I got quite a bit of gunpowder, probably not as much as I would have liked, but we'll see how many TNT we can make out of it, and we'll go from there. But most likely I'm probably going to farm some more stuff before the next episode, because basically the next episode is going to be a lot longer because we're going to be in the nether trying to rebuild around that hub to make it safer for when I go into the nether, because obviously I don't like having to deal with the ghasts always constantly like trying to shoot at me as soon as I enter the nether, because they can accidentally put out my portal, and then we could be kind of trapped if I don't bring my flint and steel. So that's going to be part of the thing we're going to work on. We're also going to work on mining our way up to the roof of the nether, which is like block level 127, 126. We'll use a ender pearl, which I should have 2 ender pearls. I want to get more than that though. I want to start farming some endermen too, so I might actually make a little miniature mob farm out here somewhere later on, but really, I think if we just stay up until nighttime and wait till things spawn, we'll catch things a lot easier that way. But basically, we're just going to go ahead and store all this gravel we just got, and we're going to see exactly how much TNT we can make. only 4. So I might actually want to farm some more gunpowder. 4 might be good enough to start, but I'd rather be safe than sorry because, quite frankly, it can take several tries before you get it right. Especially since I've never actually done it for a video, and I'm afraid that when I'm trying to do it for the video, something's going to go wrong, because usually something does go wrong. But I'm gonna work on that, and I'm also gonna work on getting some supplies ready for. I'm gonna need some more obsidian, so I'm gonna have to go down to the mine, farm some more obsidian down there using the bucket, water bucket thing that I showed you guys in one of my previous episodes. So we can start making some portals to travel to different biomes, because I really need to get to a jungle biome so we can get some bamboo, because it's very important for my super smelter. We need to find, well, other than that, I think that's just about it, because then we want to get to the end, basically, so we can get our elytra and get things rolling on build-wise. But I definitely want to get the nether portion taken care of, and then I want to also get my storage shed. So next episode is probably going to be just getting to the roof of the nether and building the storage shed, to be honest. The storage shed, I'm not exactly sure where I want to put that at yet. I don't want to put it within the city limits. I want to put it a little... I think we're going to go that way, towards the mine. We're going to start building things in between here. I also need to get a barn going to protect the cows and stuff in case we do have lightning storms. And then we're going to start getting going on these automatic farms. One way to do that is also go back to the nether and mine quartz blocks with this silk touch, bring them back with us, and farm them with the Fortune 3 pick that we have in here, so we can get even more quartz out of each block that we mine. So that's a nice little trick I like to do. But I think definitely next episode is going to be the storage shed, the nether roof, showing you guys how to actually get onto it and blow up some bedrock. We're going to have to make some ladders too, so I think we're going to need some ladders, pistons, and trapdoors, and of course TNT. And I'm going to get all that ready before the episode even starts. So again, appreciate you guys watching the episode. I know this one here was kind of just about the horse, pretty much, and just showing some of the world that I have here. Traveling to a gravelly mountains area and a desert. Of course, those are very important for concrete. Sand is definitely needed for glass and for our TNT. And I think it's pretty obvious what I have to farm next, and that's creepers. So I'm going to have to wait till it gets dark out, or I'm going to have to go find them in a cave somewhere, which shouldn't be too hard with my game setting to 100. But that's it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.